All right, today we're diving into something that is genuinely changing the game for AI deployment. It's called Encoder File. And I want you to imagine this, taking a super complex AI model with all its moving parts and squishing it all down into a single standalone file that just works anywhere. That's the incredible power we're going to unpack right now. Look, if you've ever tried to move an AI model from your nice, safe development laptop into the real world, you know the pain. You are absolutely wrestling with Python environments, hunting down the right versions of libraries, and trying to manage this tangled web of dependencies that feels like it could snap at any moment. It is a massive headache and a huge roadblock for getting AI into actual applications. Well, Encoder File steps onto the scene as this really elegant answer to that deployment nightmare. It's basically designed from the ground up to just erase all that complexity. It gives you a clean, direct shot from your code right into production. So here's the core idea, and it's so simple, it's brilliant. Encoder File literally packages everything the model needs to do its job. The model weights, the tokenizer that helps it understand words, all the little configuration files, and it bundles it all into one self-contained executable. What does that mean for you? No more external dependencies, no more complicated setups. It's just one file, you can run it on any machine. Now, it's important to know that Encoder File is built specifically for a certain class of AI called Encoder Models. You can think of these as the comprehension engines of the AI world. They are fantastic at reading and truly understanding text, which lets them do really important jobs like classifying text or creating these rich numerical representations of language. And this is a really key distinction. Encoders are all about understanding and classifying stuff that already exists. Think sentiment analysis, or figuring out the topic of an article. Decoder models, on the other hand, the ones you see in big generative AI, they're built to create and generate brand new text. So Encoder File focuses on that first group, the understanders. So how do you actually make one of these? Well, creating an encoder file is basically a compilation process. It's really cool. You take a few key inputs and you forge them into one single powerful application. Let's peek under the hood and see exactly how that happens. The whole thing kicks off with three main ingredients. First, you need your model, but it's in this universal portable format called ONX. Think of it like a PDF for AI models. Second, you have the tokenizer data, which is basically the model's dictionary for reading human language. And third, a config file that tells the model how to behave. Then the Encoder File compiler just takes all three, works its magic, and bundles them all up into that one single, ready-to-go binary file. Okay, so we've got our executable file. The theory is over. Now we get to see how this thing actually works as a live application. And this is where the pure simplicity of it all just really hits home. The second you run the executable, it spins up its own little web server. It's instantly ready to go. So getting a prediction is as simple as sending a standard command line request. Here, you can see we're just sending a couple of phrases, this is amazing, and this is terrible, over to its predict endpoint to get a quick sentiment analysis. It's that easy. And this is what you get back, a nice, clean JSON response. Let's quickly break it down. The logits, those are the model's raw internal thoughts, its gut reaction. Those numbers then get turned into scores, which is the model's confidence level. So here, it's 99.8% sure that the first include was positive. Finally, you get the predicted index and the predicted label, which give you that clean, easy-to-read final answer. Positive. It's just an incredibly fast and straightforward way to get answers. So let's zoom out. What does all this actually mean? Because this is more than just a neat trick. It's really pointing to a whole new way of thinking about how we deploy AI in the real world. And this right here, this is the massive payoff. Zero dependencies. Let that sink in. You don't need Python installed on your server. You don't need to download a bunch of libraries from the internet. You don't even need network calls to some external service. Everything happens right inside that one file, which means you get pure, unadulterated performance. And it's not a one-trick pony either. This single file is incredibly flexible. It can act as a standard HTTP server, which is perfect for most web applications, or it can be a super high-performance gRPC server for when you're building complex microservice systems. It can even be an MCP server, plugging directly into the most modern AI agent frameworks. It's built to fit into whatever you're building. So the big takeaway here is the sheer power of this simplicity. By boiling down a complex AI model into one single portable file, Encoder File just smashes the barriers to entry for AI deployment. It makes it so much easier, faster, and more reliable to get powerful AI tools into more applications than ever before. One file, any machine. This is what the future of accessible, practical AI really looks like.